From the dawn of civilization, humanity has gazed upon the stars, a vast, silent ocean of light. We built colossal eyes of glass and steel, pointing them towards the heavens, listening for a whisper in the cosmic dark. For centuries, the universe seemed to reply with only the quiet hum of distant galaxies and the rhythmic pulse of dying stars. We were, it seemed, alone. But on a clear, cold night, from the heart of the Atacama Desert, a new signal pierced the silence. Something was coming. It wasn't a familiar celestial body. It wasn't a comet, trailing ice and dust, nor was it an asteroid on a predictable path. This was an outsider, a visitor from the interstellar void. Astronomers named it 3IATLAS, the third interstellar object ever detected. But unlike its predecessors, Oumuamua and Borisov, this one was different. It didn't just tumble silently through our cosmic neighborhood. As it journeyed closer, it began to broadcast. Initial observations were baffling. The object glowed with an ethereal, emerald light, a color never before seen in a naturally occurring celestial body. It was a smooth, elongated shape, cutting through the solar system with a purpose that felt unsettlingly deliberate. The true mystery, however, began when our most powerful radio telescopes tuned into its frequency. It was emitting pulses, not random bursts of energy, but a structured, repeating signal, a message. The scientific community was electrified. Could this be it? The moment humanity had waited for, dreamed of, and feared. Teams around the world worked feverishly to decode the signal, but the language was alien, complex beyond our comprehension. It was a symphony of mathematics and physics that danced on the edge of our understanding, always just out of reach. We were listening to a conversation we couldn't possibly hope to join. But then, the most perplexing discovery of all was made. The signal wasn't for us. It wasn't aimed at Earth, the bustling blue marble teeming with life. Every single pulse, every rhythmic beat of that emerald light was directed squarely at our quiet, rusty neighbor Mars. For weeks, we watched in awe and trepidation. 3IATLAS, the silent green messenger, continued its unwavering broadcast towards the red planet. What was it saying? Why Mars, the planet we saw as a desolate wasteland, a cold, dead world, was the intended recipient of the first confirmed interstellar message? The implications were staggering, forcing us to reevaluate everything we thought we knew about our own solar system. Theories flew like wildfire. Was it a relic of an ancient, spacefaring civilization that once called Mars home? A pre-programmed probe finally arriving to fulfill a mission set in motion eons ago? Or was something still there, dormant beneath the red dust, waiting for this cosmic wake-up call? We were no longer just observers of the universe. We were eavesdroppers on a conversation between worlds. As 3IATLA has reached its closest approach to the Martian orbit, the transmissions intensified. The pulses became faster, more complex, building to a crescendo that had every observatory on Earth holding its collective breath. The object glowed so brightly it was almost visible to the naked eye, a tiny green star with an urgent, silent message for a sleeping giant. And then, just as the object began to pull away, continuing its journey back into the endless night between the stars, it happened. From the surface of Mars, from the vast expanse of the northern plains, near Olympus Mons, a faint response emerged. It wasn't a radio signal, not something our telescopes could hear. It was a light. A soft, ethereal glow began to emanate from the planet's surface. It wasn't the harsh light of an explosion or the flicker of volcanic activity. It was a gentle, widespread luminescence, a soft blue-white pulse that mirrored the rhythm of the departing green object. It was a reply. Mars, the planet we had dismissed as geologically and biologically dead, was answering the call. The glow lasted for several hours, a ghostly beacon in the void. It pulsed in perfect synchrony with the final, fading signals of 3IATLAS, a silent, long-distance farewell. Then, as the interstellar visitor disappeared beyond the range of our most powerful instruments, the light on Mars faded, and the planet returned to its familiar, rusty silence. Silence. But it was a different kind of silence now. It was no longer the silence of emptiness, but the silence of anticipation. The universe hadn't just spoken. It had revealed a secret hidden right in our own backyard. We were not the only ones listening, and we were certainly not the only ones capable of a reply. The discovery has changed everything. Missions to Mars are being redesigned with a new, frantic urgency. We are no longer just searching for fossilized microbes. We are searching for the source of that light. What is buried beneath the sands of Mars? A dormant technology? A slumbering intelligence? A legacy left behind, waiting for the right key to unlock it? The Emerald Messenger, 3i Atlas, is gone, swallowed by the infinite black. But it left behind a question that will drive humanity for generations to come. The conversation has begun, and we, the inhabitants of the third planet, are finally beginning to understand that the grand, cosmic story is far larger and more mysterious than we ever dared to imagine. The silence is broken. Now, we must learn to listen. Thank you so much for joining me on this cosmic journey. What do you think's happening on Mars? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more explorations into the great unknown. Stay curious and keep looking up.